So you keep closed, your spirit intact. Easy to let go, without strings attached. Move on, new life, we're running out of time. Taste life, so high to find this track and take a trip back to the start of a new life. I seek out new heights, digging deeper. It's always your love that gets me high. To taste wine, so high to find its track and take a trip back to the start of a new life. I'd start over new anywhere with you. And if you let me into your heart, in your soul, I give you all that you need and more.
Hey. Oh, I didn't see you there. I'm just repping my drip. Hey. So in a while. Video's out. Audio issues? Isn't there? I don't know. I only hear me. Hey, I'm looking at my chat. Is there audio issues? Is it super desynced? I can probably fix that. No? Okay. I'll take your word for it. I don't know, get your ears checked. So, this isn't an addendum stream. Usually when I finish a video, I'll do a little stream afterwards talking about just trivia, behind the scenes, show photos and stuff. I didn't prepare any of that today because I finished the video yesterday, but I uploaded it. I thought it would be uploaded yesterday, but like an hour after it went through, I got a little yellow circle that said advertisement limited. This video is 18 plus only. I didn't know why. I knew why, but I looked at the upload and all certain usages of a certain word starts with an S. Turns out YouTube doesn't like that in their algorithm. Wonder why. So if you're wondering why last minute it sounds like I recorded with this microphone over the video, that's why. Because last night I'm like, I finished the video and I have to go re-record 8 segments. Fuck that. I'm just going to throw my headset on and yell into it. I thought it made the intro funnier, so I don't even mind. But yeah, I guess that's your trivia for it. I'm not... There's a bunch of other... I think it's interesting, like the process of animating and editing. I like to gush about it, but I'm not going to do that this stream. I mean, I'll talk about it, but I just wanted to talk to chat. Because usually when I do these, people, I don't know, have game recommendations, or they have opinions to share. I like hearing them. But yeah, hope everyone's well. I don't have anything planned. Just going to be like an hour of talking to my chat. That's it. Yeah, it is shooter. You want to know the funniest part of it? It wasn't... I don't even think it was the word shooter that got it demonetized. Because I uploaded it, and I was looking at the name, and I'm like, this is risky. What if I try to what if I try to re-spell the word as shootah? Like S-H-O-O-T-A-H. I was like, maybe that'll, like, add to my odds here. So I named it Shoota, like Lois from Family Guy was saying it. Shoota. Hey, Shoota. And within 10 minutes of me changing the title to Movement Shootas, it got flagged for 18 plus. And I don't know why. That, like, sent... like, a bell went off, like, oh, they're looking for people that are trying to avoid the term. Saying Shoota got me demonetized faster than just using the word shooter. But after that happened, I'm like, this could happen at any point. I'm not even going to risk it. I'm just going to change the whole word. So that's why I did that. Thank you. I see a couple of the comments flying by and the subs and stuff. Thank you. Yeah. I don't know if anyone picked up on this, but the Shadow Warrior segment, which is like 60% of the, maybe 40% of the video, I kind of intentionally made that more like the old 2020 FUNKe studies, like the old videos where I would just get really thorough about a game. I never really knew if that would work well on my main channel. I decided, maybe I can sweep it at the end of this one and see how it fares. I think I would change a few things, but I really like Shadow Warrior, so it was fun to, like, go replay the games and talk about it. Plus, there's like 30 minutes of ADHD, so I thought maybe it'd be nice. It might be a little whiplash, but it might be nice if right at the end you don't have to be at the front of your chair to understand what I'm saying. Thank you for the gifted, Swift Shot. You always come in here with just random drops. Opinion on bread? Good. Like good. Thanks, I like pie. So that might be my favorite bit of it. For all of you people that watch YouTube, that you don't watch YouTube videos, you listen. My favorite bit in my video was the sign that just says days without a TF2 reference, and I just erased the 0 and put another 0 down. I'm sure it's been done before, but I don't know why. That made me giggle when I was making it. Who or what got you into Ultrakill? I don't remember, actually. I want to just say I saw a trailer for it during one of those gaming conventions, RIP E3. I don't think Ultrakill would be at E3. I just saw a trailer somewhere. One thing led to another. Hell, maybe one of my friends sent it to me. I don't know, but I'm glad I found it. I'm glad it rolled my way. Did I use the even more? I saw that in my Discord someone made the joke that it's even more movement shooters. I was already planning on that name. Like, since I made more movement shooters, I thought if I make another, I'm not naming it 2. But it was a really fascinating guess, so you can take credit. Ultrakill stream win. They're working, well, Hakida's working on the newest layer. What is it, Wrath still? So whenever that's out, I'm definitely streaming it. I don't know when it's out though. But there's a trailer for the rocket launcher out and it looks fucking phenomenal. So I'm hyped for it. Wrath and Hearsay. Yeah, Hearsay afterwards. Is this the conclusion? I try to be very careful because I don't want to run my channel into all I do is upload movement shooter videos. I like doing weird, I don't know, abstract stuff sometimes. Right now I'm doing one like every year. I mean, I'll probably do another one, but I think I'll get a little less artsy with it, and I'm not planning that for at least like 6 months. I want to do some other stuff. Favorite game of all time? It's a loaded statement. You can probably guess it. More funk studies? Thank you. Yeah, I'm slowly with...
Wednesday.
I don't need to hear that. I was trying to get the upload date of my last one. I'd learn a little bit more about what I want to do with funk studies with each one released. Which is every 5 months apparently. But this last one was... It was basically working on 3, maybe 4 videos. And then just mashing them together. Which kind of... I'm not going to say that's the reason, like, my last video was a month ago and then it was 4 months before that. It's not, like, I've been working on this one for 2 months. I haven't been working on this for 5, but, like, I've streamed most of the games I talked about, so, technically, it's more like 3 or 4 months of research. I'm glad people like it because what happens every time I upload a video is within 2 minutes I just get like shotgun blasted with those 3 things that like the 3 things that I forgot to research deeper. Did you know Neon White released last week? I've been working on this video for 2 months, and after a month and a half of checking the Neon White Steam page and going, alright, nothing's changing, there's no new demo, I'm just gonna make the video. And then I upload this and someone says, you know that game's out. I go, you're fucking with me. I just spent 2 months writing a script. One of the games did not come out in the middle of making it. So, there is more to that. I felt bad because I think I gave a very indifferent opinion of Neon White. I liked it, but I'm not that big on visual novels. I'm willing to admit my bias that I didn't give it as much as a chance as I think maybe a more open-minded gamer is. I'm not saying I'm not an open-minded gamer, but I wasn't looking at the dialogue as much as maybe some other people. So if it comes off as negative, I promise it's not the intent. It was maybe just a bit of a lack of culture. This is not an addendum. I mean, I consider it more small talk. Addendum to me is I make a little slideshow or document of all of the list of trivia and things and segments and caveats. Here I'm just like, it's more like Q&A. Addendum is I come to you with information prepared. Q&A is just fucking whatever. Funkin' whatever. Would I go into more animation? Yeah, so like I've said in previous streams, I spent this video learning Premiere, which was a bit of like the prep time, was just learning a whole new program from Vegas. Now that I've learned Premiere, I feel like I know it relatively well. I want to move from Source Filmmaker to Blender, because Source Filmmaker is great in a lot of ways, but really, it's just the convenience of assets. Everything else is, like, limited. I can't really make a new model on the spot. I can't warp my own model more than the things it's already been compiled to do. So, stay on SFM? No, you couldn't pay me. As soon as I know... I mean, okay. To clarify, I don't think I'll ever not use SFM. There will always be some point in the video where I want to, like, put Bommy on a TF2 map, or have that video gamey kind of look. I'll always use SFM, but I want to be able to have Blender as an option. Number one reason why is grease pencil. I want to be able to draw faces and not have to render it to Adobe Animate and draw it over. Second thing is transparent PNGs. SFM, I have to render a green screen and then key it out, which isn't ideal. If I do it in Blender, I'm pretty sure I can just render straight transparent frames. Just way easier workflow. I feel like I've hit, I haven't hit the skill ceiling of SFM by any stretch of it, but I think I've hit the skill ceiling of the Balmy model, of the model I primarily use. If I want to do more with it, I need a new program. Am I leaning towards real-time renderer or cycles? I don't know what either of those terms means. Do I look like I went to college? I'm wearing a Weezer Snuggie. Come on. How did I come up with it? I think there's an actual FAQ under my stream, like if you want a real answer. It was just supposed to be a little mascot. It's a rip-off of the Vinesauce shroom. I gave it a body and a face. It's like the Wind Waker bomb. I used to have Wind Waker Link. I turned him into a bomb.
Can we get an a Hagar Bomby
That's
face
it.
emote?
No. There's one out. I'm pretty sure if you Google Bommy, an Aheggo is one of the top results. I hope not. No, you just get a snow plow, apparently. Why is a snow plow the top result for Bommy? This is what I saw. What if I look up Bommy FUNKe? The top result is a model that isn't even mine. I didn't even know someone... Is this the one that was in the Discord? This looks like a different 3D model. Hold on. I've never actually, like, Googled this. I want to show it on screen if I can find the freaking source. This is the results for Bommy FUNKe. Apparently someone made a 3D model. I didn't know this. I mean, I've seen other ones people have made. Maybe this has been sent to me, and I got it mixed up, but... That's actually pretty fucking accurate. Damn. Not bad. Huh. I've never seen that. I don't think I've seen that. If I have and I forgot, I'm sorry, but that's... Wow, that's fantastic. I thought there was an Hegal Bommy, but I guess not. There is one, but I guess it's not on Google. Hey, I'm not Googling myself, I'm Googling my product. Very different. Make sure to buy one, guys. You can't. They're not for sale anymore. Although, I still have 7 of them. I'm pointing. Just imagine you see the rest of my hand pointing. I have 7 of these just lying around, and I'm trying to think of a way to get rid of it, to give it away. I'll probably do that in the next week, so keep an eye on, like, my Twitter, if you want one. Again, you can't buy them anymore. Maybe at some point. I'm getting... There's a fly. I'm getting pizza. What should I put on it? Hot honey pepper. Hot honey pepperoni. It's like my favorite pizza. Aw, it's cute. Super sand. I know it's not an addendum, but I'm trying to think if there's anything, like, pertinent I want to bring up about my last upload. I learned that Valorant has added a map, like, last year and last week. Again, I write these scripts for, like, 4 weeks straight, and I'm just refreshing the websites. And once I'm, like, very confident nothing's changing, I start editing and animating. And I guess I get so hyperfixated during that portion of it, something changes, and I just forget about it. So Valorant has more maps. My error. Didn't research as well. It didn't, like, detract from my point, but that's a little caveat. Thoughts on the new changes to cauterize? Yeah, it feels weird to not have to buy COD anymore. I mean, it's kind of iconic for paladins, but it makes sense. Like, if cauterize, which... if you don't know, Paladins had like a shop, right? Where it has a shop and you used to be able to buy anti-heal. You could shoot someone and they wouldn't get healed as much. And it was so pivotal to the meta, like you always buy COT. There's not a situation where it's not good to. They turned it into a passive, so you don't have to buy it anymore. It's a good, I think it's good. I haven't like broken it down that much. I don't play competitive Paladins if it even exists. But I would think it's better because the other things have more reason to get bought now. Maybe someone will actually buy Shield Break now. Yeah, I agree, Mother Gaia. Like, I don't want to split hairs, but Valorant getting one map a year isn't that much better than getting one map every 2 years. Ghastly. I mean, I agree with that. So a big reason of why this is one upload and not 3 videos is because I don't want to flood your feed with another movement shooter, another movement shooter, another movement shooter. And for like 2 months straight, all you're seeing is me talking about the same thing. I kind of like to bulk it up. I know there are flaws with that. My logic was, if someone really doesn't have the stomach to watch this all, they can watch one part of it, drop it, pause it, and then they can watch the rest whenever they feel like it. Serves the same function and you get it all at once instead of like wondering when I'm going to do something else. Go fast, say word. Yeah. I haven't played Guilty Gear in a while. So, I'm not even going to pick a main. Used to be Dolphin May. Dolphin Lady. Oh yeah, and by the way, there's still a bunch of games. There's Trepang 2. I didn't list that one. There's a couple of other movement shooters that I couldn't even fit them into a clip. And by the way, a reason an ad, my hands didn't fucking move. I didn't click a button. I swear I didn't like click the play ad. Should I wait for the people that just got an ad? Okay, we're waiting. We're waiting until the people's... I didn't do anything. I'm not a sellout. I don't control when the ads play. I have gone out of my way to try and stop the ads. I have literally tried to set it up so you don't get an ad when you come to my stream because I fucking hate that. I couldn't do it. Out of my control. By the way, the reason there's like a little transition clip between all the videos where it's like, "Funk Steady," is because I figure, here's a point that you can pause. Here's an intermission. It's also because I'm watching Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and in between ad breaks, they go, Full Metal Alchemist. And I really like that. So I thought I would implement it into a video. And it gives you kind of a place to jump off if you need to. So that's another reason it's all one video, because I thought I could structure it in a way where you know where a video ends. You know the indie games are over. I'm about to talk about maps. And I want to also say, I'm not planning to make all FUNKe studies like this. I'm not going to make them all 20 compacted reviews. This was kind of just a one-off because movement shooters is such a broad topic. It's really easy for me to go down a million rabbit holes. But the next one is definitely going to be a lot more focused. I don't know if it's going to be long form. I don't know if it's going to be short. I don't even know if the next video will be a FUNKe study. Like I said, I still want to collaborate with people, but I have a lot of other stuff to do before I can even get to that point. Can I rant on SFM problems? I mean, for the most part, it serves my functions, honestly. The most annoying part for me, I don't know. It's a problem only 5 of you are gonna understand. You know how when you grab a bone in Source Filmmaker and it randomly just starts sliding away while you move it and you're trying to go right, but the bone is going left, and I'm like, where the fuck is it ascending to? SFM will just randomly, God will take control of my bone and just drag it off screen, and I don't know what the fuck to do to fix it. Also, if your clip is longer than a certain length in Source Filmmaker, it just stops being animatable, and they don't explain why. You have to double-click into this yellow menu and drag out the timeline of a single model individually. You can't even do them all at once. You have to drag them out so they can be animated for more than fucking 600 seconds or whatever. There's so many weird niche problems with SFM that I guess they just, like, who's ever going to run into these problems? Me. I guess I could rant about SFM, but I don't need to. I try to minimize my time in it. I enjoy animating, but Source Filmmaker makes it hard. Thank you, Crabe. Capture, I appreciate it, but I will repeat, the James Baxter of Source Filmmaker is Jesse Baumgartner. I hear fireworks. Sino, close second for me. I don't know. There's a lot of others I like, but I just like to really point to those two as, like, my top SFMers. Jesus, what day is it? It's the 25th of June. They're already celebrating our independence. Like, we've been independent for 400 years. You can wait a week. What genre of game do you want to get into next? Get into? Do you just mean, like, personally or for content? Personally, I haven't thought about it. Usually I get so tunneled when I'm working on a video. It's like, it's hard for me to, like, also get into another game. I've been starting Mega Man X2. I already beat the first one, so it's not a genre, though. That's just a game I'm playing. I don't know. I've always liked the idea of making a roguelikes video. I like roguelikes, but I've never intently played all of them in quick succession. I've had people, like, say platformers. That's another one I could go down a rabbit hole on, but I feel like those are a bit more covered. It's not like I'm trying to be super niche or obscure, but to me, like, with movement games, with movement FPS, I figure, like, how many YouTubers are actually picking 20 fun ones and just, like, telling you about them? Like, there's Cibi, but he does, like, full playthroughs. I know a few people, but for the most part, it's hard to find the obscure stuff. But for platformers and roguelikes, I think there's a lot more people already doing that. I like to make a video where it's like, maybe you're a little less likely to know about something. Spelunky? I've never played Spelunky. But I should. Thought of making a game myself. There was a brief stint before I dropped out of college right after high school where I thought about going into game design. And, you know, like, in a different dimension, alternate dimension, I probably would have stayed there. I think there's still a chance, maybe. I don't know if I could ever do the hard coding or anything like that. I mean, I don't think I couldn't develop the skill set, but I prefer more of the visual elements, more of the art, the front end. I could maybe see myself at some point trying to mess with it, I guess. I don't know how to word it. Like, if there was a scenario where I could collaborate with someone just to make a little demo or something, I would 100% take it, but I don't have plans to. I don't expect it to happen. I just mean it's not, like, off the grid in terms of probability. What do you think about adventure walking sims? Like the Stanley Parable. It's funny. Of one of the video concepts I was hedging before I made this one, I was thinking of making one talking about meta mechanics in games. Like games that acknowledge that they're a video game. Stanley Parable is, like, you know, one of the GOAT examples of that. I have a big backlog list of sort of meta games like that. So, I mean, I like them. I think a walking simulator works really well when it's written really well. I don't,
During the brain damaged stream you brought up the idea of doing a video summarizing
but only if it's written
MGR.
well.
I think that videos on a specific game to analyze the story and characters would be cool.
True. That would take some homework to do Metal Gear Rising. Before I move on, about the walking simulators, I think you can write it well and it works. I think if a game is all visuals and not really substance, mechanics, or writing, it's hard for me to stay, like, attached to it. Like, it's a pretty game, but so is an art piece. Doesn't mean I'm gonna buy it and put it on my wall.
FUNKe party.
FUNKe party. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Part of me almost wants to avoid a Metal Gear Rising video or anything, because it would almost feel too like, hey, now that it's safe to talk about this popular game everyone likes. But it's probably not healthy to think that way. I could see it. I would need to play Metal Gear Rising on my own again and see if that desire pops up. I couldn't just decide to do it. I would have to want to do it. I might take this Snuggie off at some point. You can't even see the Weezer anymore. What a scam. There. It's tie-dye, by the way. I got this off eBay. I've told some of you my plans already, but I want to get a nice kimono rack and hang this up on it. Turns out kimono racks are like $3,000, so it might be a while. I'm not going to buy one of those. If I can find a cool, cheaper one, maybe with one of those fake wooden swords on the edge of it, then we're in business. Thank you, Colbite. When's the last time someone called me Justyn with an I? I don't keep track. The pizza place I usually go to gets it right every time, but I also online order, so they probably can read. My 90s rap album. You know, I would be lying if I said making this video didn't make me almost want to do a mixtape too. I wouldn't want to make like another Team Fortress 2 only one, but I thought making those two little like 1-minute raps, I thought I could make a whole mixtape about dying games, and it could be like an awareness raising album. I haven't done any planning on that. I don't plan on it, but I thought I would be lying if it didn't cross my mind. I mean, it's fun to write little rap segments. Do you want to know why there are 2 rap parts in the video? It's not because I thought they needed to be there. It's because this is how my writing flow works. If I write a part and I think, huh, this is kind of boring, I could condense this into a rap, then I turn it into a rap. That's how. If I look at a part and think, I don't want to say that. I think it's also just like an intuition with Titanfall and TF2. Because with those games, what can I say you don't already know or feel yourself or think? Like, how can I entertain the people that already know this stuff? I'll rap it. You skip them? That's fine. There's 42 minutes of me not rapping. That is what the rest of the video is for. The nasogastric tube mic. Because I don't want this one that I have in a cup, by the way, because my mic stand broke. I don't want to use this the whole time I talk. That's why. Oh, you just meant those types of videos. Yeah, I mean, I can see it. I'm selective about when I, like, explain the story of games. Like, even doing it for Shadow Warrior, I was constantly nervous of, like, man, how do I condense this without leaving out details? Like, I want to talk about Shadow Warrior in a way you know what the game is, but I don't want to sit there and explain that, Hoji has 7 brothers, and that they're all these sort of demigod figures, and there's a Shadow Realm, right? And, Instead of going into all that, I'm like, here are the essentials. So if I did that for other games, I would have to like really be invested personally, and even then, I wouldn't want to bore people. Or, it's not that I don't want to bore people; it's that I don't want to. I don't want to bore myself. Maybe I want to look at how I write something and think this is entertaining, even if you don't care about the contents of it. Like even if you don't care about the story, you would at least follow whatever I'm saying. Or DMC, does that also include the reboot? Or can I just do 1 through 5? Could maybe do a 1 through 5 video. Am I gonna snap on stream? You should have seen me in like 2020. I think I already have. I've unsnapped. I'll let you know when I do it again. Okay, dog. And my eyes are up here. Can I get a no? Can I get a Manscaped sponsor and goof shave that? What stash? I don't have a stash. This is like stubble at best, and even then, I'm kind of talking myself up. Okay, whatever. What comment made you add the no fetishization rule to chat? I'm hoping you don't misinterpret what I meant by that. I didn't mean don't make me your fetish. I mean I do mean that, but I mean like don't, I don't know, don't look at it. It's not healthy to look at a streamer like, oh, it's my little pet in the computer. Look at him. I want to pet him on the head. Don't like, I don't know. Just know the line, I guess. There wasn't a reason. I just thought it's probably healthy to remind people of that. I'm not going to tell you to do it, but I can remind you. Yeah, honestly, I agree with Mick. It's also don't talk me up, you know? Like, if I say something wrong, correct me. If you fetishize me, you might not be so willing. When's the last time I went to an amusement park? It's been like 3 years. I enjoy them. I like it. I don't... The same opinion as most people. Don't like the lines, do like the rides. Wouldn't go out of my way for it. Yeah. Agreed with Sunbucks. If you saw like that old Dane video where he's like, don't glorify YouTubers, that's what I mean by don't fetishize. I gotta keep track of my time here. It's been like, what, 30 minutes? Okay. Got a little more, like 20 minutes on me. I didn't know it was Mega Man's 35th. Yeah, I mean, I played Mega Man X1. I played Mega Man X7. I'm playing through Mega Man X2, but I still need to like... I've been all editing. I just have it downloaded, basically. I know Mega Man. I can't think of any names, but there are a couple of like
Will
Mega
there ever
Man
be a
inspired
FUNKe doll?
games I played.
Probably not. My fans probably cut a hole in it and fuck it.
A FUNKe doll? No. I've talked about... I've already done like the head, and I want to just sell the body, but without a head. So if that gets made, you'll have a doll, I guess.
Tyler create a reference.
Shouldn't do anything with it. Golf Wang. Opinions on Cruelty Squad. Still haven't played it. I know what it is. I know it's absolutely fucking neurotic. Cutscenes in video games. But I'd watch that. I don't know if I would make that specifically. I have ideas that fall in that territory. What's my opinion? Old people are bad.
Sir, I assume that your mind is indeterminably
Not
unintelligent.
all of them.
Why, mister? I disagree with such a statement, for my intelligence cannot be distinguished by just a glance. Sir, what is your answer to the equation no simply as 9 plus 10? Mister, I have to say to you that
19.
I declare that my
Final answer. Did it get cut off or did I talk over you? I think I was right. I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at my other monitor. Thanks, Haxo. Is Ultrakill worth it? Yeah. Absolutely. Ultrakill, I think this was something I cut down in the video because I was like, I don't want to make this too comparison-y, but like Ultrakill is like, it has god tier pacing where if you're in a boss level, the actual room encounters are way more selective. Like sometimes Ultrakill will just spawn 2 things, or it'll only spawn aerial enemies. Sometimes entire, like, I think this was in my last movement shooter video. It'll just spawn a bunch of grunts on a bounce pad, and they'll just be there screaming. It'll use them as like fucking punchlines. Ultrakill doesn't just like chaperone you to the next room you gotta fight. It's very clever about sort of I don't know, curating an experience. Like every time you fight something, even if it's something you fought before, the environment complements it in a way. So the game constantly feels fresh. It's great.
Rain World fans are eating good right now. We're getting new DLC.
Rain World? Which one is Rain World? I'm thinking of Rim World. Why I held my tongue. It's on my wish list apparently, and it's 50% off. I don't know much about Rain World, but that's good to know. Maybe I'll buy it. Alright. Have I heard of 1 million fatal guns? That sounds familiar, but I'm gonna say no, because I couldn't tell you anything about it. Dishonored, haven't played it. Just another one on my bucket list. Why do I have a referee shirt? It's not a... It's... Do you want to know what shirt I have on underwear? Under it? Do you still... I'm gonna show you more and more before I tell you what it is. It's not a referee shirt. It's it's fucking Gold Experience yelling Muda. I guess Jorno yelling Muda, but they both yell it. I did say I would take this off, but it's not as hot in my room as I thought. Cat's out of the bag. Am I going to do the same stream schedule? I plan to. So Tuesdays and Fridays onwards for next few weeks, I will be streaming pretty actively. I don't know if I'll be streaming that much out of it. I like to have an idea of what my next video is, and I'm still not totally set yet. I have a couple ideas to hedge through. So I might not be streaming on my off days as much because I'm probably trying to figure out what I'm doing. But I'll definitely still be going Tuesday and Friday. Don't know on the time, maybe 6. I usually do 7, but I like to spend time with my girlfriend at night. So I'm trying to push them a little earlier. So they might be at like 5 o'clock. how'd I develop my visual style? I would say it's developing, but it's really just, I don't know. I don't have great advice on that. I just go part by part, right? I knew I had this Bommy character. I thought, I know how to 3D animate. I want to make a 3D model of it. Made that, started animating it, and once I started seeing it in motion, I started getting better ideas of, all right, what kind of faces do I want to make with it? What kind of color balance do I want on it? On the last video, I don't know if, who cares, but I color balanced the Bommy to be a bit more blue, just because I thought it kind of helped pop off the foreground a bit more. Like, the background footage is, I don't know, a bit more in the background. Stuff like that, I would guess that's developing the visual style, but that's just trying stuff. That's just experimenting, I guess. Like, it's... Like, I mean, I animate through blocked keyframes, right? So it's not a smooth motion, right? It's like, It's like this. And that's how it's done. So I do blocked keyframes, right? That's a visual style because it's convenient. Because I think it looked kind of like clay motion. I just thought it worked well, and it was economically viable. I can do it without having to spend twice the time fixing up all the in-betweens. So that kind of thing, again, you just experiment. Did TF2 inspire the cel-shaded style? Oh yeah. I don't think I have the reference sheet like on hand anymore, but when I was getting the Bommy thing made, I gave it to Pybun, who modeled it, and I told them, I gave them a few references. I'm like, this is sort of based on the style of Wind Waker, but it should also mesh well in like the TF2 assets. So it like they got the big blocky fingers, the hood is like it's not rounded on the edges, if that makes sense. It just kind of stops. So it's blocky. Yeah, it is based off of TF2 directly in that way. And again, part of that was because I like the visual style, but another part of it is if I did it like the TF2 items, then I could use TF2 items in animation, and for a lot of people, they wouldn't think twice about it.
I love that style. It's so satisfying to watch. The art style and animation alone got me on your content smile.
I appreciate it. I'm glad that it sticks. There's still a lot more I want to do with it. Like, I like getting a little more ambitious with each video. So, there's like some cooler, bigger stuff way down the line I want to do with like animation and environments, but as it is, I enjoy this kind of compromise of, all right, you got some eye candy, but I can still talk about the games I want to talk about. I don't have to draw every single thing. Not everything has to be a metaphor with a character with a shirt that says Ultrakill, and the Ultrakill guy punches the Reaver character. Like, I can just show you footage of Ultrakill, you know? Am I going to dance? Probably not. It's a dance, right? Learning animation hard? Not any harder than learning any other thing. It depends on how invested you are. It's hard to... When you're starting, it's hard to understand how good animation is made. You'll understand how animation is made, but you won't understand what makes it good. And I think you develop this intuition of timing and movement that eventually becomes sort of second nature. And that helps a lot. I need to step away for a second, so hold on.
I love animation, I love animation, I love animation.
I'm sorry for that. My dog is terrified of the fireworks outside. He was scratching at my door. So, I had to let him in. So he'll be hanging out. Hold on, I'm getting... My Weezer Snuggie was just thrown on my chair, so... Get the webcam on in a sec. Augie. It's not like in an opportune position here. Augie! Buddy! I didn't put the shirt on him, by the way. He's just looking away. Well.
It is me, Paul Hogan. Hello, FUNKe's dog.
He says hello back. Yeah, what does he have Kevlar? Well, if those fireworks come at you, man, you never know. I don't know how to aim this thing. Dragon's Dogma. I played like 2 hours of that. Seemed fun. Have I played Elden Ring? 70 hours. Beat Godfrey's Golden Spirit. Really enjoyed it. I just got to a point where I'm like, I played too much Elden Ring. I have stuff to do. And I dropped it, but I plan to finish it at some point. Thanks for the subs, Prof. Porker and Jorija. Eureka? Favorite math rock band? I could tell you. I think it is... I gotta get the name. I should already know. Orchards is my favorite math rock band. I've recently been listening to Monobody. And they're quickly growing on me. I've been sleeping on Monobody for a while, but they have some pretty stellar stuff. I don't remember what I played at the beginning of this. I don't think it was... Oh yeah, it was this other band. I know they're so obscure and I don't remember their fucking name. Rugen, I think was it? Yeah, Rugen. I don't know if they're more like, I don't know, general alt rock than they are math, but a little bit. But yeah, Orchards I would recommend Orchards 100 times over. Really fun kind of Paramore power pop girl math rock. Funk, how am I supposed to understand your ratings? You're not. That's the point. The whole point of my rating system is don't think too hard about it. Jimmy Eat World? Is Jimmy Eat World? I don't know Jimmy Eat World. I don't know why. That didn't sound like a math rock band to me. Thinking of. Jimmy Eat World sounds like a band that would have like been on the Angus soundtrack. Thought they were gonna be more like metal. I'll look them up, I guess. I feel like I've listened to them. Have I listened to Hinto? No. Am I Googling? I'm not Googling. I can show you. Do you want to I couldn't explain to you what I'm looking at because you wouldn't understand what the fuck I'm saying, but I'll try. I'll try. Don't say I didn't warn you. I was looking up Roswell Kid on Spotify because they have a song called Angus Soundtrack Deep Cut, and I was trying to remember the name of the show, Angus. Because Roswell Kid is the kind of band that would have had a song on their soundtrack, where it's not math rock, it's kind of metally. That's what I was looking up. I wasn't Googling. Duster. You guys always have recommendations of bands that I don't know. And I'm okay with it, but I don't... Like, have I listened to Duster? No. I will. Thoughts on the restaurant Varsity? I haven't been there. Do you have opinions? Would you recommend Varsity? Yeah, I haven't talked about that Stone Axe, but what are my thoughts on the recent patches attempting to combat bots in TF2? Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm heard that those were contract work at Valve. There's some guy that does a lot of contract work for Left 4 Dead and CS:GO and stuff, and apparently he's been going through TF2 trying to help on that. So it's cool. I'm always happy to hear TF2's getting something, but it to me, hearing that a contract worker is cleaning up the porta potty someone smeared their shit on the walls of, it's like, great, I can use the porta potty now. Can I get a real toilet installed yet? That metaphor got out of hand. It's nice, but it's not the same as like a big update coming. It could lead to a big update. A big part of why I would imagine TF2 doesn't get worked on is because it's a headache, right? If you work on TF2, you're gonna have to fix all this shit before you can even start working on the fun stuff. Because otherwise everyone's pissed at you. Why did you just release 2 new weapons and a map and a whatever, and you're not even dealing with the bots? So they have to deal with this before they can do anything. So the fact that they're getting contract work, even though it's not the same as them getting a dev team, it's a step. So I know for some people, like, nothing will satiate them short of getting, like, another Love and War or whatever. But for me, it's a good step. I think the tweet, even though, again, someone from Valve PR tweeted it and it wasn't even the dev team, that's a first step, a half step. This is a second step. I probably shouldn't be counting because I don't know if they'll make it to the third, but I'm happy about it. It was 2 updates in quick succession, too, so clearly it's not just a one-off thing. Maybe it'll be a 4-off thing. I have to check my uptime, see if it's hit an hour yet. I'm almost there. Alright. Have I used hammer? Once. I made a big stone room and ran around it. I never really learned how to use brushes or anything like that. I mean, I've used, like, Unity and Unreal before to throw a map together, not a functional one. I know I've done scene building in Source Filmmaker, but I've not worked with Hammer. And again, I'm not a game dev. Hammer just seems so, I don't know, backwards. Not backwards, just antiquated, outdated. I use big words too much. Hammer's kind of easy once you get a hand of it. That's how hammers be. That is how hammers generally are as a tool. You know what's weird? And I want to check this right now. I looked at the Steam charts of TF2, like, maybe earlier today, and it was really high for no reason at all. For no great reason. It was at 130,000 when I checked it. What's it at now? 120,000. The all-time peak for TF2 was 150,000. And its 24-hour peak was 13,000 under that. It went back up because bot creators patched it in the new update. Okay, I follow. The bots are back after the update patched them out. So that's why the player number is so weirdly high. Okay, at least it's good to have an answer at least, because I was like, that's nearly its all-time peak. I mean, there's definitely still more players, but yeah, I mean, I don't think you'll ever permanently get rid of the bots. I think you can just maybe fix the environment so that they don't stay in the match long. Because the problem with bots is 4 of them join, and then it takes 30 minutes to get them all out. And it's like, the only time you ever can easily get a bot out fast is if you're on a server where everyone is on their toes. And even then, like, the second the map resets, or I don't even know the logic of them. I guess they join when the map doesn't have a lot of players. That way they kind of already have the majority. Either way, best solution, you're not going to get rid of the bots permanently, but you can get rid of their presence. Probably. Hopefully. Rasmus, people do it for a variety of reasons. Spite for the developers because they like the game and they want to get some notoriety. They want to get notoriety from the community by spreading their name around. Some of them, their friend groups are just botters, so they get positive reinforcement from their friends who are also botters. So it's not like, I know it's easy to look at a bot host and view them as just sort of this single entity in a box, and they're spiteful and they hate everyone. In reality, it's a network of a lot of people sharing software, sharing, I don't know, information with each other. So, of course, they stick around because they got someone to laugh with. Probably not as interesting if you're the only one laughing. What do I think of the new Weezer EP? It's pretty good. I liked it more than Spring. They just released Summer. It was nice. There were a few of them that were pretty clearly kind of radio bait, but I think 80% of Weezer's catalog is radio bait, so 40% is not a bad margin of good. Have I ever met a sniper main that could effectively counter a bot? I mean, you don't have to be a sniper main to headshot a bot. It's possible. Like, you just have to peek them as they're shooting someone else and reloading. It's always possible. Even if they're spin botting, like, the way TF2 hitboxes work, like, you can still kind of eyeball it sometimes. If you aim where the head is, you got a 50% chance of hitting it. If it's spinning. And looking up. So, I mean, yeah, it's not... You can fight a bot, it's just exhausting. It's not that you can't counterplay it. It's just, why would you want to be doing that anyways? Thank you, Kreckler. The way... All my editing's self-taught, so... Started with RuneScape music videos in like 2007. I was just a kid with a computer. I moved up to making like just random Minecraft videos. And then I think TF2 is where I started making commentaries, where I learned a bit more about timing, clips, audio levels. Editing with purpose is what like helped me develop my skills. There's plenty more that I always have something to learn. But I think a good way to learn anything is to do it with purpose. Have some kind of a goal in mind. If you're just like, I want to learn how to edit, so I'm going to edit until I'm good at editing, you're not going to get anywhere. But if you look at it like, there's something I want to produce, and editing is required of it. So what do I have to do to edit that? If you can kind of have that buffer to use editing as a vehicle for. If you're going to make a commentary... You're gonna learn how to edit, how to work on a timeline with audio files. Is what I guess I mean. And if you're good at retaining information, and you're adamant about continuing to practice it, it'll just stick. Like a lot of the editing I'm doing now, the way I learned Premiere was just, all right, how did I edit with Vegas? I did a lot of masking. I did a lot of like brightness. Like very small color balancing, change blues to be more green, green to be more blue. All of the stuff I'm already doing in one program, it transferred, and I just had to learn how it worked in a new program. Okay, thank you. Thanks, Badger. I got a couple comments that were kind of, I don't know what the consensus is on, like, because the animation style in this video is a little different than I usually do it. It's way more exaggerated, way more squash and stretch. This is stuff I'll talk more about in an actual addendum stream when I get it, like, prepared. But there were a couple people that thought it was weird. They're like, your character looks different. I don't like it. The eyes are bigger, smaller. The whole... I had fun animating this way because I just use the entire model as fluidly as possible. I essentially broke the model, which just means like the model wasn't designed to have the eyes be that close together or for the hat to be turned at a certain angle or stretched out. But I just I framed everything in such a way that even though the model itself is totally like fucked up and broken, from the camera angle it looks like it's all intentional. I had fun doing that. I learned a lot doing it. I don't know if in the future I'm gonna be that exaggerated in my animation, but I think I learned a lot about animation doing it. Weight painting. One day I'll know what the hell that means. But yeah, I would imagine it's probably pretty standard for 3D animation that you can't just work within the confines, you have to get creative. But yeah, I mean, I did. I had fun doing it, and that's why, even though it's very off-model and doesn't always look like the Bommy character, or it's even kind of hard to tell like what the silhouette is, I figure as long as it's in motion, you know the turtleneck's going here and the head's going here, you understand the emotion that's getting conveyed. You know, the head's turning sideways, the head's like leaning back. If I can convey like basic human emotion with this very not human thing, that feels like a good baseline for me. So that's what I aim for, even if it looks off model or weird or whatever. Weight painting is to apply areas on a model to move with a selected bone. Oh, okay. I know what that is. I mean, I know what that is conceptually, even. So that's something Source Filmmaker basically can't do unless you, I guess, make a model with that kind of stuff prepared. But yeah, it's fun. It's fun to make drawings move. Renderings move. A mini FUNKe thing? Yeah. So I'm holding back because I already said my stream would be over, and this is stuff I could easily gush about in its own stream. But when making this video, I researched. No one call me a weeb. You can call me a weeb. I was researching kind of chibi styles because I'm like, I need something that's expressive, but I don't have to sit there and animate everything. So I went back and watched a bit of Nichijou. Great anime. It's like Moe, but it's super intensely over-animated. It's like just a gush of love from the animators. And there's a lot of fantastic expressions and stuff in it. So I was watching a little bit of that. I think there are a few like single frames in the video where where I draw just the little stick eyes. That's kind of why. But yeah, like you're saying, the little FUNKe character, that's me doing like a little chibi. Oh, funny face. I'll just move the model without animating the model. A lot of that is a result of watching Nichijou. Again, I'm Full Metal Alchemist. I know I keep bringing it up, but there's a lot of really great exaggerated chibi poses in that. A lot of that's kind of, I don't know, getting infused into my mind when I'm trying to come up with stuff. It's fun. And I think like I'd like to do more of that stuff. Like I'd like having sort of the visual part that isn't totally animated. But the problem is I'm a little bit of a perfectionist where it's like I don't want to just show one face, one expression. I want to have movement on it. So if I do one little thing, I'm like, okay, well now I have to do 4 seconds of animation on it. And that's how 1 month turns into 3. Why did I talk at length about the Shadow Warrior games? I think they're great games. I think it's interesting how it evolves from a Doom-like into like its own kind of movement shooter. I think Lo Wang is an extremely unique kind of protagonist. I think it's a game not a lot of people talk about or hear about. And I thought, you know, someone will get a kick out of this. I like these games. I've never talked about them in a video. So I threw that in. I know it's a little weird. I think in hindsight, I would have either sped up some parts of the Shadow Warrior segment, or I would have given a more explicit warning of like, I'm about to get really elaborative. So if you're used to like my breakneck ADHD pace, I'm about to take a break. I think it's a little weird that I go from talking really fast to I'm going to talk about everything in a game. But the reason I did it is because I really liked the game and I had opinions I wanted to share about it. There wasn't one, if you're looking for one definitive reason, like I had to know, like they're making a Shadow Warrior 4 and I had to get the word out. There's no hard reason. I just felt like it. I'm surprised you didn't mention being soft-locked. Yeah, that was my experience with that. I even talked about the DLC in an earlier draft. The problem was, I was worried that the script was getting a little too negative, because the grapple hoops part was already kind of firm, but fair. A friend said it that way. I was worried it was more critical. That part was already kind of stiff. The neon white part, I was a little indifferent on. I didn't want to also make the Cyberhook section like, this game sucks. So I just cut that out. But I mean, it happened. There's problems with Cyberhook. But ultimately, I enjoyed the game itself. Cyberhook was a game like I chose to not view critically because I'm like, this is junk food game. Like, I think there's a time and a place to look at a game like you were trying something here and it didn't work. I don't think Cyberhook was just trying to be a fast game. I don't think it was trying to deliver me this grandiose narrative that it failed. So I didn't think it was a measured response to try and break it down for that reason. But it would have been valid. How'd I get into these games? I just played first-person shooters. I played Skyrim in 2011, found Team Fortress 2, went through a whole backlog of fun, fast games, and then it just kind of stuck, I guess. Alright. I'm a bit over my expected time frame here on streaming, so I'm going to end the stream now. I say get ready, but I need to hop off. So yeah, thank you for anyone that's been chatting with me or each other in chat, or anyone that subbed. If you watched the video, thanks. Any amount of interaction, I always value it. And yeah, so like I said, this wasn't my addendum stream. There's more specific stuff I'd love to share. I'll probably do that on another stream. I want to say next Tuesday, because that gives me 2 days to kind of prepare. But it might be Sunday or Monday. I'll let you know in my Discord. If you want to know when I'm live, I usually tweet it out. I put events on my Discord so you know when I'm live. And yeah. Trying to think of anything else to relay. Yeah, so if you don't have a Bommy plush, I mean, you could lie and say that you don't have one, but I'm going to give away some Bommy plushes this week and in the next few weeks. So just keep an eye out on social media for it. You don't have to be glued to your screen. I'll try to make it clear when it's happening. And you won't have to jump too many hoops. It's just going to be like a fucking like a post thing. I'm not going to make you download 4 things just to get it. Yeah. I'm gonna hop off. I hope everyone lives long and lives well. I will definitely see you next Tuesday. You might see me earlier, because I just finished a video. I got nothing to do for the next 2 weeks. So it's likely I'll stream a bit more often. I'm still playing Postal Brain Damage, so you can maybe expect that in between the addendum stuff. And that's about it. Alright. Bye-bye. No.